The Good and the Bad of Living, Retiring Abroad by Bonnie Dickson. There's no science behind it, but I'm just going to say it anyway. The world has gotten smaller, even possibly a lot smaller. 20 years ago, if you were looking to work from home, your options were limited and mostly a scam. A Forbes article last year estimated that about 1 in 5 Americans work remotely. Now you might be thinking that you aren't concerned about working, although about 22% of Americans 65 and up are doing so. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the ability to work from home can be translated into the ability to live anywhere in the world. The tech is there. The communication options are there. You can bank anywhere, talk to friends and family from anywhere, run a business, earn a living, buy a home, and do it all anywhere. But why would you? People choose to live abroad for many reasons. The Italian countryside is warmer. The cost of living in Portugal is lower. Medical care in pretty much any country is cheaper. Transportation is easier in South Korea. You met the most wonderful person in the world, and they are from Japan. Or you're going back to your Irish roots. Those are just a few options for leaving the familiar, and leaving the familiar is often the biggest draw of all. Having a yen for seeing art in Venice, eating a baguette while sitting in the French countryside, drinking beer in Germany, and finally living in the US can cause us to be a bit insular. Moving to where the laws, language, food, and culture are unfamiliar will open your life to new, well, really everything. What kinds of things do you have to consider? First off, collecting your Social Security benefits. People from all over the world come and work in the US, and many of them are eligible for Social Security benefits. The Social Security Administration pays benefits to 760,000 beneficiaries outside the US. There's no time limit on how long you can receive your benefits outside of the US if you continue to fill out Form SSA-7162, either annually or biannually, as required by contacting your Social Security office. Go to your payments while you are outside the United States, May 2023, ssa.gov, for a more comprehensive list of payments that can and cannot be made. Outside of the US means not within the 50 states, District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, Guam, the North Mariana Islands, or American Samoa. If you are not a US citizen, you can use the screening tool at Payments Abroad Screening Tool, International Programs, SSA. Apply for your Social Security benefits while still living in the US, or you will need to visit the Federal Benefits Unit at a US embassy instead. Social Security employees are not able to provide advice to seek an expert. Seek an expert that handles overseas benefits to make sure you understand the rules and are maximizing your benefits. Paying taxes. Wherever you live, you need to continue to pay US taxes annually. Because your new country doesn't feel any differently about taxes, you also must file a second set of taxes in the new country. The US charges taxes on their citizens regardless of where they reside. There are tax treaties, but not every state honors the provisions of tax treaties, so you'll probably need an expert. Pro tip here. If you live in a state that charges a state income tax, move to a state that doesn't before making your new life as an expat. And finally, if you have money in a foreign bank, you will need to report it when you do your taxes. You may need a visa. Many countries require proof that you will not become a burden once you've moved abroad. That may mean proving you have money when you enter the country in addition to any visa requirements. So, what to do about it? One, decide where you want to live. Check out the annual Global Retirement Index for inspiration at Best Places to Retire in 2024. The annual Global Retirement Index, internationalliving.com, is where you'll find it. Take time to research your dream locale and visit at different times of the year for prolonged periods. Two, determine if you can retire there. Will you have to give up your U.S. citizenship? Is the visa requirement just for a temporary residency? Does it prevent you from working there? How long do you have to live there before you can gain permanent residency? What are the requirements for letting you live there before you can have permanent residency? Get housing. Some countries have restrictions preventing foreigners from buying property. It can be difficult to get local mortgages, and U.S. banks often won't approve bank loans for foreign properties. The embassy of the country that you wish to retire in can aid with finding information and lawyers who can help navigate the legal requirements. Verify that the things like household appliances that you would take for granted in the States are part of any renter's or buyer's options. Depending on the location you choose, getting those options may be excessively costly. Moving into any new housing requiring expenses beyond your monthly expenses and may have to be paid for in cash, so make a budget. Healthcare needs to be thoroughly researched. Prior to moving to another country, sign up for Medicare and Medicare supplements as soon as you are eligible. If you come back to the US, you will have penalties if you get them after age 65, even though you won't be able to use Medicare outside of the US. Develop friendships. No matter where you choose to go, there will be an expat community. Don't reinvent the wheel if there are ready and willing resources already available. Factor in travel. Yes, you are in the place you most want to be, but is your mom, dad, grandkids, or other family members? Homesickness is real, gets referenced in nearly any article pertaining to living abroad, and happens regardless of age or even of how happy you are in the new place. Make sure you can go home even if only for short periods of time. For more information, consider American Citizens Abroad, which, among other things, provides information, a podcast, and webinars for U.S. citizens living and working overseas. Condé Nast has a list of resources here to address concerns, questions, and contacts with expat countries.